Hey guys, welcome to Torch Tales, Stories Behind the Hood. I'm your host, Frank Vargas, aka Traveling Frankie. You know how this works. Somebody sits there, I sit here, we happen to have a conversation about the industry and how they got here. Why are they here? Today I'm so honored in many different ways. Not only because of my guest, also because of where I'm at. I mean, he's not his hometown, but his country, and I'll explain where that is in a second. But David Madero, David, thank you so much, brother, for being here.
Very welcome,
thank
man.
you.
You know how much I love you, man.
Well, thank you. It means a lot. So David Madero, so let's see if I can kind of keep up with the list, because it's a lot. You know, he has a nice resume. So metal sculptor, Netflix judge on Metal Shop Masters, right? Mm-hmm. He has done sculptures for the who's who in the industry, and he has a great following on social media. Metal fabricator. The list goes on and on and on. And he gets sponsored by many great companies out there, and we'll touch a little bit about that, but you guys know how this works. We're gonna go back first. David,
Frank.
where are you from exactly?
Ah, man, what a story. You know, I think I have kind of an identity crisis here, Frank, because I'm kind of from all over the place.
All right, well.
Technically, I was born in El Paso, Texas, right?
Technically.
Technically. So I was there for 18 years, and then I moved back into Mexico.
Usually it's the other way around, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Really? So 18 years on the U.S. side, El Paso, and then you moved back because why?
Well, both my parents are from Mexico, right? So I decided to move back to Mexico with them, and man, what can I tell you? It's like I'm over here in Mexico, but I still watch Netflix in English.
Right.
I'm still watching YouTube in English.
Right.
All the music that I listen to is still, you know, in.
Because we you know, once you spend so much time on either or, kind of like halfway, we're just a mutt. We just become part of the whole world, right? Which is awesome, because I love being Hispanic too, and being exposed to both the food, the music, and
you gotta love it, man.
Right, so I think we have the
chile con queso,
right?
Gorditas,
oof. You guys,
chicharrones.
See, I love the way that he's pronouncing everything, because that's the way that you pronounce these things in Spanish, chicharrones. All right, so your parents decided to come back to the States. So you were born there in El Paso. Why did they come back?
Well, it's very much linked to what I do right now.
Really?
Right? My father, also a metal sculptor.
All right.
He passed away 7 years ago, but my father was an actual pioneer when it comes to metal art.
Did he start that in Mexico or in El Paso?
No, man. Well, while he was in Mexico, there wasn't very many art schools at the time, so he had to move to the States.
Okay.
When he was 18, 19.
So you were not around yet?
No,
all right,
not yet.
Just saying.
Yeah. So he went to San Francisco. He went to Ohio. He went all throughout the country, trying to
better himself and
grow learn artwork and this and that. And then he started seeing like all these. I think he first saw oxyacetylene welding, right?
Like everyone in the industry, that's the start. It's the 100-year-old technology, right?
But this was back in the 50s, man. So he saw oxyacetylene welding, and it's like, you know,
flames.
He had a beard, you know. He's like, with a beard, and you know what? Maybe I can incorporate this welding stuff into my artwork. So
what kind of art was he doing before he set flames?
Oh, okay. This is something that. You just reminded me of something.
Okay, this is what I'm here for. I'm that good.
Yes. Usually people think that my father and I are just straight up steel and stainless steel.
That's why I ask.
Copper, bronze, brazing. He saw plumbers working, right? He saw HVAC, like the
brazing soldering. So he saw the discoloration in that metal.
And he's like, oh my God, I can start doing this and start doing figures, start doing like figurative art with this process. So he just got to it, awesome. Man. He just got to it.
That's so amazing, because here you are now, and we're gonna, we'll get there. So growing up around your dad, seeing him do these things, did you ever think, oh, I like that, or you didn't catch that on until you were older because you were into other things? Like, who were you as a kid?
Good question, man. Well, this is kind of crazy. I started welding when I was 5, and
this guy,
oxyacetylene welding,
of course, which is explains why you're so good at it.
I guess so. Yeah. And I mean, it wasn't like I thought, oh my God, what am I
This
doing?
is a career.
Yeah, and it wasn't surprising to me what I was doing. It's just, it was there at the house. My father had it in the garage, and I would just start messing around. So, but of course, you know, in my later years when I was like in junior high and high
Yeah.
school, I'm like, screw that,
Right, yeah.
man. Art. I was trying to be like rebellious against art,
Of course,
right?
because it's what the parents are involved. You always want to do something else for a
Always,
while,
right,
and then you
man?
come back right to it.
Of course, definitely.
So that's awesome. So junior high, early high school. So what was it that you were kind of getting into?
I wasn't a very good kid, man. like we all were.
It's funny how most of the interviews, when I talk to the welders or the sculptors, or it's the same kind of story.
I was a shitty little kid, man. Just terrible, and did really bad in school,
Gotcha.
of course. And of course, I'm slightly dyslexic. So
Are you?
think of that, man. Just trying to
It's
do.
a perfect storm. Yeah.
And I wasn't listening to the teachers, so I kind of figured that I wasn't very smart.
Got it.
So I'm like, screw this. I'm not.
I'm gonna have to use another side of my brain.
Exactly. So later on, you know, I did the typical bartending,
Gotcha.
waiting tables, this and that, until my later years, like 20 something. I'm like,
Yeah. So by now you are back in Mexico.
yeah,
In the
I am back in Mexico
Yeah.
by then.
Early 20s and.
And I just decided one day, I don't even know how to explain it, but like something hit me because I always knew that I had welding and sculpting in my
In the
blood,
back, right.
in my DNA, and I knew it, man. I just
So
felt.
so while you're doing other things, were you touching a torch every once in a while
Oh,
still?
yeah, definitely.
Okay, so did you know that you were always artistic, or it was like you learned watching your dad, and then, or you had that B side of the brain that
Yeah.
you can kind of see things form?
I did, and like again, I wanted to be different than my dad, so I started painting. Terrible painter, man. I was just such a crappy painter and sketch artist and all
Really?
that stuff. I wanted to be way different
Correct,
than my
yeah.
dad, and it just didn't work. I just kept going back to the torch, man, and then I'm like, okay, maybe I won't do sculptures, so I'll do jewelry. So I started
Okay.
doing jewelry, and you know, I would my girlfriends, I would
Oh,
give
yeah.
them like roses.
Right, yeah.
I know a lot of you out there have done roses.
Yeah,
A whole bunch,
that's the start. Yeah.
of course, and like necklaces and things like that. But it just I don't even remember when it was, but it just like a lightning
it just
bolt.
clicked.
It got me, and man, you got to be a sculptor, dude. I mean, yeah, I have it.
So
It's me.
It is you, and what's amazing, again, going back, that it's we've always said this, right? We kind of become our parents, whether you like it or not, and you're like, never.
In all the bad ways, right?
Never. And then you even play with your nose the same way, and you're like, what the hell just happened? So did you know, so as you are now in your mid-20s, and you're like, you know, doing all these side gigs and all this stuff, and then you realize, like, hey, this is my calling, this is what I can do, I'm good at it. Or when I say that you're saying I'm good at it, did you know that you were good at it? Like when you looked at other people
Damn
doing
it, you're
things.
good at these questions, man.
Yeah.
You're making me think, man. I'm
Well,
usually really quick answering
Well, you know,
questions.
again, and I don't write things down, but you guys know I do my homework.
Wow. Ask me again.
Did you know, by comparison, looking at other people in your area, other people that were doing similar things, that you were good or better than others?
No, I didn't know.
No.
It's hard when your father is like a big time sculptor, right?
Especially Hispanic fathers. You know, there's
There's like tension there.
Always.
And always. So I ended up being kind of an apprentice for my father.
Got it.
And little by little, like people around my father started telling him, "Oye, güey, oye, tu hijo,
Right.
your son, he's good."
Yeah.
and
And he's like, go get the bucket. Yeah.
Exactly. And my dad's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Polish this off for
Right,
me
yeah.
while I start welding. And I think my father, he started to open up his eyes, and he's
Really?
like,
So
"All right."
he saw it.
He finally saw some potential in me,
Wow.
man. So
I got goosebumps because that's always cool as a son to
yes,
see that, right?
yes. Oh, but he never told me. That's the thing, Frank. He never spit out one word about how much he was proud of me.
Probably, and that's the thing, because I see that all the time. And my dad passed away when I was 10, and but I see, and I hear that a lot, where parents, they come from a different generation. They don't show affection that much. It's like, of course I love you. I pay the lights. I give you food. What else you want? This is what I do, right? So
Totally,
of course,
man.
right?
Totally.
Now, did he ever show you in actions that he approved your work?
I could kind of see in his face from maybe off in the distance. I would, all right, like that. You know how dads are, man.
I know.
They never give it up ever.
I know.
And every once in a while, I would. And of course my mom. She's like, oh man, your father is so proud of you.
Moms are such a filter, always have been.
They
right?
always try to fix things.
Massage the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's why moms are special.
Yes, they are. Oh, Mother's Day here in
that's
Mexico.
right. It's Mother's Day here in Mexico. And
yes.
So where are we exactly? I usually ask my guests, where are we?
Oh, we're in Monterrey, Nuevo León.
Say that out there. Yeah. Roll those R's. Monterrey, Nuevo León. And you are from, you live where?
Well, right now I live in Torreón, Coahuila.
Which is about 4 hours away from here?
Yeah, it's not very far.
Yeah. Why are you here in Monterrey now?
Oh, okay.
In Monterrey.
FabTech.
Yeah.
We did FabTech together.
Correct,
man.
yeah.
Yes.
So it was nice to see you. And just to give you the backstory. So we've been communicating, social media, right, for a while. We have mutual friends, and we became social media friends, and always touch base and so on. But I think about a year ago, maybe less than that, I had asked you, hey, are you going to be in FabTech Mexico? And you didn't know yet.
I didn't know, man.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
I'm so happy.
I know. Reach out again, and I'm so glad that I did. About a month ago, I was like, are you going to be there? Yes, I'll be there. So it's on. Here we are. Yeah. Going back to now you are growing up. Were you actually working for your dad, with your dad, and when did that separation came where all right, I'm doing my own thing?
That was something, I love my dad for this, because that maybe he didn't actually, again, he doesn't say things, but in his actions, I started helping him out with his sculptures, his monumental pieces. So, man, I've done like 5 or 6 monumental sculptures with my dad. Yeah. And I would start helping him out with his pieces and his actions. He he would kind of push me and say, "¿Sabes qué, hijo? Go ahead, do this sculpture." Or he would have clients, and maybe those clients didn't want to pay the big bucks, right? So
you don't want to pay what I'm worth, so pay my son.
Exactly. So he would send me sometimes to do sculptures for the clients, and that's another thing that opened up his eyes.
But still representing him and the company.
No.
It was completely.
It was cool. It was cool because he, for instance, a lot of the monumental sculptures, the first 2, 3. Rogelio Madero, my dad's signature, right?
Even though you made him?
No, I didn't.
Oh, when he was...
Yeah, the big pieces.
Gotcha, okay.
Right? And then the last 2 sculptures, before he died, guess what? Rogelio y David Madero. He freaking put me in there, man, right before he died, dude. So I'm like, oh, wow, me too, man. I got goosebumps.
Where are those sculptures? The first one that had both your names.
Oh wow. Okay, well, the one is in Albuquerque, the Sunport Albuquerque Airport, and it's this big steel serpentina, and it's about 150 feet long. And while you're driving out of the airport, you can see it against this mural, this wall, and right there on the plaque, Rogelio David Madero. Oh man, that
is freaking awesome.
Yeah, we did that one maybe about 15 years ago.
Wow.
So we would work together on the bigger sculptures,
Gotcha.
Right? And then on the smaller sculptures, it would be Rogelio Madero, and then David Madero, hijo, his own sculptures, my own signature, right? So I would sign my own things. So, sadly, my father passed away. You know what? I said 7, 8 years ago. It was 10 years ago.
It was 10 years
My
ago.
mom just told me a couple of days ago.
Well, no, your mom's still around. Cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
my mom's still around.
Yeah.
There's no getting rid of her, man. She's
How old was your dad when he passed away? 10 years ago. How old was your dad?
I can't remember. I'm really bad with.
Gotcha.
Remember, I'm dyslexic, Frank.
So which that brings me to the next question. Did you ever think about becoming a structural welder, like measurements and specific things
Hell
and
no.
90 degrees and all the things? Because most artistic welders, sculptors, they know their strength, and measurements and numbers is not usually their stuff.
I'm measuring like from my pinky to my elbow like this, and then like this over and over. I have no mathematical inclination at all.
But how do you do some of these sculptures that you do? Because I've seen some of the work and these monumental things that are across this or that,
Thank you.
and they need structure in the build-up of these things. So
I hire people. I hire a bunch of smart people that can do this stuff other than me.
I do this part, you guys do the measurements of the whole thing.
That's exactly how it works,
Really?
Frank. Like, I'll get structural engineers. I'll pay a buttload of money for them. I get all the smart people that I need in my life, and I just do. What I usually end up doing is I'll show up to the meetings and look. This is what I want to do. Please help me do this. Just figure some type of like
Platform, concrete thing, something that can
Something,
hold
man.
what I want to do. My mind is
Exactly.
like there, and how can we keep it here?
and then you kind of mentioned the welding part too.
Yeah.
I'm the crappiest welder you will ever meet, man.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a sec. Wait a minute. What the hell does that mean?
Okay, I only know how to do artistic welding. It's way different, Frank. Artistic welding is where you're actually using...
Anything it looks great. That's the way it was supposed to be.
Exactly. There are no rules.
It's in here.
Maybe some of you out there who are welding, maybe you make an accident, right? Like something, you go off of the weld or whatever. Well, those are the things that I do in my artwork. Like I go off.
Just like I want it.
Exactly. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. Do it again. I can't. Yeah.
Have you seen a hammered dog shit on Instagram?
Yes.
I love that. That's like my
that's
porn. That's my weld porn right there.
That's pretty cool.
So
That's
those
amazing.
roller coasters that are falling apart and they're like, oh my God, I'm never getting on that. I look at that, I'm like, ooh, look that.
I know. Look at that. Next time I can follow that path.
I can do that.
Create a triad.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
But how? So that's fascinating because for many reasons. So you have never done work in the welding industry. First of all, did you go to school for welding?
No.
No.
I barely graduated high school. Frank.
Okay. All right.
Barely. GD baby, all the way. That's all.
I love that you are sharing all of this because it's this is exactly what Torch Tales is all about. To show the journey of people in the industry that so many different ways, and I'm gonna say it myself, a successful person in the welding industry, and so that's pretty cool. So never went to school, self-taught with your dad and friends or whatever. So you have never done or gotten any work on, hey, we need a stairs, a railroad, or anything structural that.
If okay, let's say somebody wants a
spiral thing,
or somebody wants some functional art. I'll do that.
Okay.
Functional art.
Okay.
And of course I'll get the engineers.
Gotcha.
And they'll do.
How can that support this thing?
They'll do the thing, right? And I'll do my artistic stuff on top of the engineering thing, right?
Gotcha.
On top of, so yeah, man, it's
cool.
For instance, I think I've talked to Jason Becker, Stephanie Hoffman, like
correct, good friends of ours.
Yes,
Yep.
Like guys, what we
how
have
do you
to
do what you do?
Yeah, and also Dr. Wells, awesome.
Yeah.
I've told these people, why don't we have it to where I show you how to be a bad welder and do artistic welding, and you guys show me how to maybe pass an AWS
certification,
just
CWI,
like any certification. And I think that would be the funnest shit ever, man.
That would be great if they can make that happen. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I do.
You do?
Two
How
older
many?
brothers.
Two older brothers. Were they inclined to? No.
No, they're smart as shit. One's a doctor, the other's an engineer. Speaking of engineers.
There you go. And your mom lives here in Mexico?
She lives in Mexico.
In Torreon as well? Cool. Are your brothers in that area as well? Or
I have one brother in Torreon and another brother in Coppell, Texas, which it's kind of like my second home.
Oh, really?
I go there maybe 3-4 times a year. I have like a small little shop in his
Gotcha.
garage
Okay.
in case I have to do some quick stuff over in the U.S.
Cool.
And but my shop and my home and my wife. And my wife, I put her in with like she's an accessory, like a baggage. I hope she doesn't see this.
I'm not touching that line.
I can't believe I didn't say my wife first before everybody else.
I'm gonna leave
Sorry,
that one
baby.
alone. Yep.
Sorry, sweetheart.
So how long have you been married?
Shit. Come on, Frank.
Since he walked right into that, might as well the wife should know that he doesn't know how long he's been married.
Like I've been married this many years.
All right, so it's still with both hands. Still with both hands.
Maybe
Fingers.
Let's
All right,
hope.
got it.
Let's hope.
All right, see, he kind of knows. Now, how did you learn to use social media as a platform to expose and become your business card of the world?
Well, you reminded me. I started posting on Facebook like 15 years back when we all started posting stuff, right?
Of course.
And I remember I'm like, man, I want to get into this. I want to show off my artwork on Facebook. And of course, I started spamming the shit out of all the metal artists, groups, and I started spamming, right?
Who's this freaking?
And of course, one of the head honchos of this group, he wrote me, he DM'd me personally, and he's like, "Guy, come on, man. That's not. You can't just spam.
It doesn't work this way.
Yeah, you got to be smart." And he and I became friends, and he's a Canadian, and he started kind of showing me what to do on Facebook, and I took that into Instagram. I took that. I can't believe it. Now I'm like a TikTok guy. Can you believe that?
Are you?
I can't believe it. I'm starting to.
So you have
TikTok.
all the platforms?
I pretty much have all the platforms.
Do you do all the stuff yourself?
Yes. Like for a while, I kind of like how I would hire engineers to help me. I would hire people to help me with social media.
Yeah.
That shit has stopped, man, because first it's pricey as hell, right? Secondly, it's
sometimes they don't know what's in here. You know, because they'll do the videos, they'll do the postings, and you're like, ooh, that's not how I would have done it.
Yeah.
Because even though you give them directions and you say, this is what I want you to do and how, sometimes it comes off differently. It's there's something here, right?
Not only that, but I kind of noticed that the videos were becoming way too polished, right? And I don't know, man.
That's not you.
Not me. I wanted it to be a little bit more organic. So now what I try to do is I'm a straight up like a stories type of guy. Like I'll show like little short things and me talking every once in a while.
Yeah, no, I see that a lot, and that's. It's cool you do that because that's how people really connect. Like, oh, he looks like me. He's one of us. You know, he does things like how I would do it. And when things look too well put together, it's only for like one specific group.
Yeah.
And then so you lose some traction there. But so it is cool the way you do it. I love that. Now,
thank you, man.
How do you get some of these huge contracts for these big ass sculptures that you do? I know that you said that you and your dad had done some big ones, so that kind of that reputation came just coming with it.
Well, I probably the best saying about this comes from Rae Ripple. If you're out there,
really,
she told me, "You fake it until you make it, baby," and that's what I started to do, man.
I have that tattoo.
Totally, man. So I would just start. Man, I just talked a lot of shit all the time, and just try to. Sometimes
I can do it. Yes, I got
or
this.
Or like 10 years ago, maybe act more than what I was.
Just look the part, look bigger. Yeah, I love that fake till you make. I love that line because at least if you have the work ethic, even if you fake it in the front, you're gonna get to that because you really want to grow and promote and all that. So sometimes you have to. Yes, I can do that.
Yeah.
And how many people you have working for you or with you?
Right now,
my
shop is like this. I reduced everything.
Really?
Not only the social media aspect, right?
Okay.
Like I said, I'm not doing any of that kind of stuff
Money
anymore.
stays in,
Also, people that work for me because, oh man, I'm not a very organized boss where I can keep everybody
In check.
In check. So right now I have 2 people, where I used to have 10 people.
Really?
My dad had around 13, 14 people, and I'm the happiest I've ever been
Really?
without responsibilities all around, without people screwing up or dropping my grinders all over the shop and messing up my machines and
I get it. I
So-
get it. You know, people is either your biggest asset or the biggest pain in the beep. Yeah. So now, are these guys? Did they come from the industry, or you just kind of they've been with you for a while? They learned from you. They kind of know your system already.
Frank, they come from my dad. They've been with ever since my dad for like 15 years.
Oh, so they're like
Old school, no, not only old school, but you look at them, they're old school. They're
old
weathered,
everything.
weathered mofos, man. Just
Really?
working with me, and
so it's kind of like muscle memory for them as well. They just know
completely. They know all the way from my dad's technique to my technique, and yeah, man. Right now I'm just so calm and peaceful at the shop. What can I say?
There's a little bit of silence when you need to think, because there's not 10 people just banging on things, right?
Exactly.
How do you come up with an idea, or do customers come to you and say, I have a church, or I have a park, or this is our logo, this is whatever. Like I guess those commission work start with an idea on the customer side. But when you're making something that is coming out of you, when and how do those ideas come better in the bathroom, when you're sleeping, when you wake up? Like how does your brain work?
How does my brain work?
Well, that's the short
Holy
answer,
crap.
because we don't have
How does
a
my
week
brain
here.
work?
Yeah, it's going to be either short or very long answer.
It's honestly the creative aspect is probably the easiest thing in the world for me.
Really?
I can't even detect that my brain's
It's
thinking
doing what it's doing.
about doing
Art
a sculpture. It's the only thing that my brain's trying to detect is, okay, man, how much should you charge? Because I used to be really bad about this, right? So now what I do is just like their creative process is like that. I'll get it done.
Got it.
And now it's just like, okay, man, you know how much you charge.
I charge this much for the other one, and it took me this long, and
they might ask you for a discount. You gotta say no, man. I know you want to say yes. You'll give a discount, but don't do it, man. And then if they want it quicker, you have to add that,
of course,
into the
quote,
budget.
Exactly.
And
so you handle all of that yourself as well, all your pricing, all the stuff.
Pretty much. My wife helps. See, baby, I got you back.
There you go. What's her name?
Back in. Cynthia.
I'm glad he knew that from the get-go. And I'm like, yeah.
Gracias, amor. Love you.
Gracias, Cynthia. So she helps. Now, how long does it take you to come up with an idea and put something into the table? A regular size sculpture, I don't know, let's say 18, 20, 24 inches. Whatever. I know every statue, everything is different, but for the most part, give or take.
You mean like sketching?
Yeah, like for example, the dragon that you were making, something like that size.
The dragon?
Yeah, that you had at the booth.
That dragon, I didn't even think about. I knew the base that I wanted. I knew that it was going to be on a pillar, and I knew that the tail was going to hold up the body and the wings, and that's all I knew, man. That's all I knew, and I just started doing it. Here, I messed up. Only you and I know. Don't you out there?
I'll cut these out.
Yeah, don't say anything. But I barely finished that dragon to prepare to be here in FabTech. I got done at 11 o'clock.
I remember you said that at the show, yeah.
The night before FabTech, so I had to drive 4 hours in la madrugada.
Middle of the night, whatever.
Middle of the night to get here to Monterrey to have the dragon fit, because I wasn't there. I messed up.
You messed up in when you started. You messed up in the design. You messed up in the process.
Yes, I always go bigger than what I should, and that's one of the things my wife hates.
Really?
She's like, dude, what the hell, man? You told them.
You said it was going to be this.
Yeah, you said this. Why? Did you go up here,
They
man?
don't even have the room for it.
Yeah, exactly, basically. So I went way too big on the Dragon because I love the company who I was
Yeah.
working with, IPG Photonics,
Gotcha.
a laser company. So yeah, man. I mean, I've got a lot of qualities. Like
Yeah.
I'm creative. I'm a good artist, but
That's not
with a
your
good. There's always the bad, man, and you need people around you. You need family members. You need friends. You need people to
Bring you
to
back down to earth.
rein you. Exactly.
I get it.
Put on the brakes for you. You need it. Otherwise, you're just gonna go out of your mind, or you're gonna lose all your money, or you're just gonna, I don't know.
And how do what's your favorite metal to work with?
Ooh, okay. Right now, it's steel. Right now,
Because
this
it's
second.
so, why?
My father said it was. Hold on. Let's see if I can translate.
Say it in Spanish to see if I can help you
I
translate.
can't even remember the name
Oh.
in Spanish. Hold on. It'll come to me. Okay.
Okay.
Steel. It's so malleable. Oh, I got it. I remember. Noble. Noble.
Yeah.
It's the
So-
most
which is-
noble
Yeah.
material, and that's what my dad used to say.
Really?
Noble. So yeah, it's just you can. I mean, you can forge it. You can weld it. You can cut it. You can bend it. You can. I mean, you can do anything you want with that metal, and it won't break on you. I mean, it's hard to explain. It's
No,
just-
I get it. I get it. It's so knowing that your dad started with a torch because of the era he comes from, knowing that what he was doing based on what you explained earlier, that was his thing as well. How good do you think you really are with a torch?
Okay, this is gonna sound like so snotty and snobby, but I am the best fucking welder the best artist when it comes to oxyacetylene. That is my jam, and I don't care if people out there
Whatever.
hate me, but there's nobody that compares to me. That's like my thing. And yes, I guess since I've been doing it
For so long,
so
yeah.
long, and since I was 5, but dude, I mean, I give classes all over the world.
Really?
When it comes to oxyacetylene welding and what oxyacetylene sculpting. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry for you real
just
welders out
calm
there.
calm down, guys.
I'm a metal sculptor. Okay,
Do you use acetylene or you use propane?
acetylene.
Gotcha.
Acetylene.
How much travel have you done? Where have you been? Because
Oh.
you just mentioned,
Yeah.
the world and all that. So have you traveled to many different
All over
places?
the place,
Really?
man.
And all because of being
because of the metal art.
because of a flame.
Because of the flame. So it's crazy, man. I've been to Italy, which was, I mean, come on, dude. I mean, that's where art started, right? Pretty much like the Renaissance and
Right.
stuff like that. So they invited me to Italy to do this oxyacetylene metal art
Really?
workshop. I've done. I've been to like exotic places like Kazakhstan. Like what the hell, man?
Like what's his name at the movie?
Like Borat.
Holy-
I've been to Kazakhstan to do a
Really?
welded art
What in
shop
hell?
there. And the most killer one probably I've loved them all, right? But Japan, holy smokes, man.
Really?
Japan was probably the best, and that was very, very interesting because the Japanese. I've been told that they are the best welders, very precise,
So
very meticulous.
they're very good at everything. They're very methodical. So everything they do has to.
Frank, you
But-
know what? I don't want to bore everybody, but just listen to this. I want everybody out there to know what their shops are like, man. When we would get there in the morning, very early in the morning, they would clean the entire shop, just broom it away, mop in the morning, not in the afternoon. In the
Okay.
morning, they would clean everything, the machines, everything. Then after they, once they're ready to leave, before they leave, again, they clean.
So even though no
organize
one
the
is
whole
using it
shop.
overnight, when they clean in the afternoon, they come back in the morning and do it again.
Exactly, man. It's like,
Just in
oh.
case the ghosts were here using the things, right?
Yeah, you're just seeing them work, and it's their whole space is clean, dude. The floor is clean.
Here, our shops, we just go like, Thanks.
Yeah,
Broom. Bye.
Yeah, and like when my wife and I got back to Mexico, we're like, okay, we're gonna be like the Japanese, man. It might
That lasted a week.
like 2 days, dude. I mean, we tried to
I'm tired.
no, man, they are amazing people when it comes
Really?
to that and the welding, right?
Really?
So there's a bunch of welders. There's maybe 20 Japanese welders, and it was kind of hard because the first day I tried to get them to loosen up a little bit.
yeah,
and it's so hard, man, because they're
It's a culture. It's a culture.
Yeah, they're so tight with their not. I don't know, man. They're like a welding pose.
Yeah. It's almost like a roll. It's like a.
Yeah, I had to line them up, right? And I had the translator, and I'm like, okay, man, just tell them
to fart or something. Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
to all stand right in front of me. So they all stand and they're all looking at each other. And I'm like, okay, tell them to do exactly what I'm doing. And then they're all looking at each other. And then I go like this. I put my arms out. And then they all like weirded
this guy
out, like
nuts,
they're
right?
putting their arms out like this. And then I'm like, okay, go like this. So I basically gave them
Yeah,
like
the
a,
whole
like
stretch yoga kind
like
of
a
thing.
little yoga class. And then I told them to go like this
Right.
with their hands to just try to loosen them up.
Sean nobles.
Nobles, and it worked, Frank. I swear to God, it worked, man. They were a little bit looser, and I kept trying to tell them, unlearn everything that you've learned. Like this whole week, I want you guys to have fun. It's not work. Don't try to use what you learned at work,
At school and
at school. No, right now is just
free form.
Exactly. Oh, and the best part is I just kept yelling out, and the translator was yelling out in Japanese, no rules. Art has no rules, right?
That is awesome.
The translator.
He's like, you sure you want me to say just like you? I can't,
But that was the best experience. They did some amazing.
So how long ago was this? How long ago were you?
That was maybe 3 years ago.
Really?
Japan. Yeah.
Wow. How do they contact you and know about you and say, hey, come over, we need you to come do something for us?
My assistant. I specifically told my assistant, you find me every.
You said your assistant?
Yes, like to write and send them emails. I told her.
So you do have an assistant for that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you need an assistant.
Okay, got it. So you told her what? Find me what?
Any welding school that will have me and that will pay me to go up and just give their students just a break, man. And by the way, when I do these art workshops, it's not just like showing them the artistic process of welding. No, I have everybody at my class do their own sculpture, and it doesn't have to be a sculpture. It could be like an ashtray,
correct, whatever,
a flower pot, whatever.
Do you do this in Torreon too? Do you bring people over?
No, man, I don't.
Why not?
I don't know. It's dumb.
Well, maybe this is the start.
I know.
Because I mean, you have such a great following right now, and your name it's really well known. Even if it's just like 2-3 at a time, So here's the idea. He puts a package together. He finds a hotel, for a week or whatever, and he just brings 4 or 5 of you out there that want to come and learn from.
I'll do it.
David, and so 10% commission because I just.
There you go.
All right.
Dude, it's like this here in Mexico.
Yeah, there you go.
Mochate.
There you go. Yeah, show me, right? That's awesome. Now, where do you see yourself, or where would you like to see yourself in the next 5-10 years?
Honestly, Frank, this isn't. I don't really think about the future. I just want to be happy right freaking now, and as long as I'm happy today, I'm cool, man. So I'm not thinking about like, oh, I want to do like a big ass sculpture for every major city in Mexico, or no. I just want to be happy, man, and be creative, right?
Correct. Yeah, as long as you have that going for you. What's the biggest sculpture you've done?
I just finished a monumental. No, not just finished. Sorry, dude. Why did I say that?
I don't know. So whatever he says, I'm going to go with it.
It was 2 years ago. But yeah, I just finished a monumental Christ sculpture, and I'm gonna. In meters, it's 50 So 150
50,
feet.
yeah.
100, about
See,
150
he's decent with
feet
numbers.
tall.
He knew how to calculate that.
I'm not
You know,
that bad.
by 3, you know, yeah. So 150, where is this?
It's in Monclova. It's right smack in the center of the city, and there's this big
So for
hill.
those of us that don't have a clue where Monclova is, near what? Where is that?
Oh, here, Monterrey. It's maybe about 3
Oh, really?
hours from here.
So who was that sculpture for?
For the government, for the not government, the city. Sorry,
Really?
The city.
Did you put it together at home and you brought the pieces? How? Tell me.
Yeah, that was a crazy experience because it was basically like a big ass game of Tetris, man. So it was like because it was. I'll try to explain what the sculpture is.
Okay.
It's a big cross, and inside of the cross, I melded in the Christ, so you can kind of see the Christ.
So it's almost coming like from inside the cross.
So it's.
I've seen it.
Yeah, you've seen it.
It's amazing.
Thank you. Friend.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's something that I was telling someone because I was talking about you the other day. I was like, you know, he thinks about things and then makes it happen in ways that I've never seen someone do these things with a torch.
Thank you, man.
You know, so it's like sometimes I'm watching your things like, God, man. I hate this guy. You know, yeah.
Maybe I should start lying and say, yeah, dude, man, I'm a genius, and that whole thing, I did it.
Again, fake it till you make it. You know,
engineers, you know, people that help me.
So that had to be a nice check.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. There's plenty of money if you know how to work
sell
it.
yourself and the product is good.
Yeah.
It's got to be good. Do you get a lot of work from referrals?
That's probably the funnest thing because I would think that with social media, word of mouth would die. No, man, it's still word of mouth.
Really?
It's still like some guy will buy a sculpture from me, word of mouth. Somebody will go to his house or his office.
Oof.
And who was it? And then he'll send me that guy. But social media does play a pretty big
role.
part.
Yeah.
I'll get people see.
Yeah, it's a digital catalog. I mean, it's. Yeah.
And of course, you know, sadly, there's people that can't like. How much I need that in my life?
Yeah.
I'll send them the price.
I don't need it that bad in my life.
I know exactly. But it's so funny. I'm so easy, man. If people out there, when I give them the price, if I were to tell them what to do to get me to do I would say just say, I can't live without that sculpture.
What a sales guy! This guy sucks at sales.
Right?
You know?
Right?
Yeah.
I would probably give it to him for like half.
My dad, you know, he lived and you know he always dreamed about something like this.
I'm the easiest guy.
Right.
I'm a slut when it comes to
but you
my
know
artwork.
what? It's amazing how, of course, we all have our numbers and we all have, you know, we all need money and food on the table and you know we all want to grow and have this nice happy life and it takes money, right?
Yeah.
But it's funny how the first thing is not just about money, how things really come in as a waterfall. You know, when you put service, people, creativity in, you know, it's a combination of everything. And I think this is what I see looking from the outside in. You know, but that's just me. What do I know? I don't know anything. Where are you going to go next? Do you have any travel plans after this, or what is the next sculpture that you're working on? Can you even say that?
Crap! My mind. Hold on. What am I doing right now?
You are in Monterrey.
Yeah.
Talking to me. So that's what you're doing right now.
We're right now.
Yeah.
I'm having a Diet Coke. I'm with Frank. Yes. What sculptures do I have? Okay. Well, I have to finish the dragon.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
I'm doing some video game sculptures. A lot of you know that I do the video game sculptures.
Okay.
And what else? And I've got some other things down the line. Those things I can't talk about yet, dude. But you and I will talk.
All right. Once the cameras are off, you know,
I'll let you know.
And then I'll know, he'll know, and eventually you guys will see it too.
But one thing, FabTech. I don't know who I'm going to go with. Maybe some company, something. I will no matter what, be in Orlando.
FabTech Orlando?
I have to, man. It's already 2 FabTechs in the U.S. that I haven't been to.
Yeah, I remember. That's the one that we were kind of trying to hook up, and they're
man,
like,
that
oh no, I'm
sucks.
not sure.
That
So
sucks.
I hope you can make it to Orlando because definitely.
And it honestly, it's like frustrating because I know that I could go by myself,
Yeah.
right, and get a hotel and plan it all.
It's so much easier when it's somebody else doing the planning.
But not only that, but what am I gonna do with myself? Am I just gonna walk around? And I love it because I'll be drinking with you guys, right? I love that, but
I don't drink. I quit drinking. Yeah.
But honestly, Frank, I need to work.
I get it. I
need
get
to
it.
do something. I don't know. Do a sculpture,
whatever,
exhibition, or talk to people. Otherwise, I'll go out of my mind. That's kind of why I haven't gone to the FabTechs, man.
No, I totally get it. Even when I do shows, I work very little shows. Most of the time, I'm working a booth or something. But the few times that I do, I'm like, oh my God, this is a long ass day. It's like, what? 6 hours left.
Yeah.
I get it. I need to be talking to people.
I'm gonna get like bags with goodies.
I was like, yeah. He's like, was that David that we just saw with a bunch of free hats walking around, right?
No, man. I want to do some shit there. That's what I like doing.
Sounds good. So far you are not tied with anyone.
No, not really.
Okay.
No.
Right.
I have been, and that's something that I'm kind of. Some contracts with different companies have ended, so right now it's been a breather for me.
Oh, it's got to feel nice, right? Yeah,
it
for a
feels
while.
Great because now I can my eyes are. I'm not tied down, man.
Correct.
I'm not married.
All right.
Sorry, Cynthia.
See how he just messes up on his own. He doesn't need any help. Do companies come to you all the time? It's like, hey.
Back and forth.
Really?
Again, assistant, and then sometimes they'll write us.
I see.
And like, hey, listen, I've got some good ass companies, man.
I know you do.
Sponsoring
I know you do.
And I can't believe it. It's like, it's a bad comparison, but it's like Michael Jordan getting Nike. I'm sure he felt great.
In our industry,
right?
That's. Hold on, I thought I just knocked my. This is how this works, guys. This is what it is. No, I know you have quite a few nice lineup of sponsors, and it's really cool. It just gives them that exposure, and vice versa. So that's what a marriage should be in this world.
And it's really interesting, Frank, because these companies out there, when they see, because a lot of these companies are used to, like the typical influencer, the DIYer, which are great. I love those guys. The fabricators, which I freaking love those guys. But when they see that you're doing some crazy ass shit with their tools and their welding machines, something happens to their brain. And they like it.
They climax. It's such a great honor to have you and for you to just take time to be here and have this conversation with me, because again, I always learn something about the industry, about people, and about just their journey into this amazing industry. And just to kind of close tonight, so we can go have dinner and adult beverages. What can I say? For him, not me. Have you ever thought of doing anything else once you started making this your career? Like, was there ever a bad couple of years where you went, maybe this is not it, maybe I should look for something else? Whether it was your mind, it was stress, it was too much, it was whatever, or it was just that the business was not flowing.
Yeah, it has happened. And I'm not a big supernatural guy. I'm not even religious. I'm a big ass atheist. I don't believe in anything but there's.
But a torch.
I have like good luck, man. Like whenever I'm feeling down or whenever the money's not coming in, there's something always that comes in, always. And I guess I don't know, there's something.
The universe, whatever.
Maybe something helps me, or maybe it's just the luck of the draw, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had some low moments, and it sucks, man. Because
I know.
With family.
Do you have any kids?
No,
No,
no
okay,
kids.
gotcha.
No, that's the only thing that that kind of keeps me
Yeah.
grounded. Otherwise, I'd be going out of my mind, right?
Yep.
And man, I was gonna tell you something, but we'll figure it out.
About just well. By the way, guys, there's going to be a second version tomorrow. We're going to do that one in Spanish,
En español, claro que sí.
en nuestra lengua
Así es.
nativa, which I'm also excited because that's going to be my second one in Spanish. So I kind of learned the industry, the English of the industry, and then I'm still kind of practicing that whole Spanish industry thing.
Right.
So I messed up in many different things just because I'd never learned that word. But I want to thank you again for taking the time, for just being here.
You're a great guy, man. I love what you're doing.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
This really is. I mean, I can't tell you, like, the amount of podcasts that I listen to while I'm welding, while I'm sculpting, man. Yours is one, of course.
Thank you.
Jason,
of course.
Jason, baby.
Hey.
Arc Junkies.
Yep.
It's what I do, man. And of course, weld.com. All these things.
Of course. We all have a different approach, a different niche, which is what's awesome about this whole thing. And I think we can all learn from every one of those. Here you're going to learn from so many different people and their journey into the industry. Then you can learn about the processes and everything else from all the other guys.
I love it.
It's a win-win for everyone. So support every one of those channels as well.
Definitely do.
And hey, guys, I got nothing else to. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Make sure you guys watch the second interview. I don't even call them interview. The second conversation.
That's what this is, man. It's so easy.
In Spanish. So, brother, qué placer.
Igualmente, man.
All right.
Te quiero un buen.
Igualmente. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Watch the next one with somebody else, which happens to be him in Spanish. Take care, guys.